their facility and will abide by all the local regulations.
But if Bitcoin drops below 30,000, 25,000, does that start to concern you in that business model?
Of course, and that could happen, but I've built a state-of-the-art data center. I think I'm ready to lease it out to Microsoft or to Google or to Ford or to Tesla or to all of these companies that are storing data by the gigabyte every week. So I'm not worried about that as much. My concern is, can I do it as an investor and not, I mean, it goes right back to the SEC memo. I read the memo and I go, whoa, I don't want to get involved in a carbon audit, that's for sure. Not if I'm bringing institutional capital in beside me, and neither do they. So they're forcing us. I mean, it's really remarkable. I would have said the government would have done this on its own until I read the Larry Fink letter. He's basically saying, I want to move in this direction. I get it.
Okay. Last year at Bitcoin Miami, there were a number of question marks regarding the industry.
Yeah.
I think some of them have been answered to a degree. Last time you and I chatted remotely, you said that you are ruling out your concern that Bitcoin in the US will be outright banned, considering the Biden executive order, which shows that 16% of American adults have dabbled in crypto. It's political suicide, to quote you.
Very good.
Paying attention.
Yes.
To even think about banning it. I want to see what else we can rule out. Can we safely rule out, in your mind, other existential threats to Bitcoin?
Well, I think you have to start about threats to crypto as an industry. And so I think what's happened since you and I last talked, we're taking stock a year later. I think politicians have figured out that blockchain and blockchain derivatives and centralized and decentralized finance in aggregate as an industry has a lot of potential in terms of productivity to the economy. And all of a sudden, they're watching other jurisdictions become more advanced in policy, like the Swiss, like the UAE, like Canada, like England.
Well, UK saying they want to be the leaders in the field now.
And so I just heard from Jean Charest up in Canada, his team today saying, we're starting to think about Canada leading. And I think he's going to be the next prime minister. So I definitely want to get involved there. And so, you know, for me, I think we can rule out that crypto as an industry is going to be banned in the United States.
Okay.
I think we're safe now. We've landed.
We've landed. Can we therefore rule out Bitcoin going to zero?
Bitcoin's never going to zero. This is a personal opinion. Not going to happen. There's enough people around the world that see it as a store of value, me included, that it is a 5% weighting in my portfolio, just like gold is.
Peter Schiff is going to be so upset when you hear that.
I appreciate Peter's opinion, and I listen to it. I actually do. He's one of the guys I listen to. I like to hear alternative ideas. I don't agree with him on Bitcoin, and he's yet to be right. And so the whole key to this is diversification. I said 5% weighting. That's a full allocation into one asset, Bitcoin. But I also own Ethereum. I own Solana. I own Hashbar. I've got Polygon. I bought a big piece of that private placement. I've got into Avalanche. I mean, there's so many different. It's all software. It's all software. And so if I'm buying Google and I'm buying Microsoft, why am I not buying these software ideas? And I am. But now I have the confidence in listening to the regulators that they're not going to make it illegal.
Okay. So Bitcoin's not going to zero. Bitcoin's not going to be made illegal. What about other existential threats like a supercomputer hacking?
Yeah, no, I've heard this, and I'd ask you, let's say you're a rogue agent and you're going to acquire a supercomputer to hack crypto. You're trying to make money. It would be actually better to mine Bitcoin with that supercomputer and be awarded coins faster than everybody else. That would make you more money than trying to hack everybody's account. Because it's going to be really hard in terms of how much computing power you're going to need to do it. Meanwhile, why not use it to make Bitcoin or mine anything else for that matter? And so until it's more interesting to hack with power, most of that computing power is going to be used to just make more crypto. And so that's why I'm not a big believer in Dr. No sitting under an island hacking all the Bitcoin.
I like the James Bond reference.
No, I like it too, you know. It is, but I don't think you should, it dismisses security concerns. Everybody that gets involved in crypto loses their first wallet. That's my theory. It happened to me too. And you don't like to talk about it. I'm open about it. I lost $52,000 the first time I dabbled. I got ripped off. I've never been ripped off again. It was a good, important
You
lesson.
lost your keyword or you got hacked?
I got hacked.
Okay.
So what happened was somebody hacked my passphrase, and I watched it being removed out of my account.
Ooh, painful.
Very painful. And I've kept those addresses to one day. Maybe I get them back, obviously not, but I learned how to avoid that happening again because now I have millions at stake. So I'm much more concerned about security.
Okay, so I know I have to wrap it up, but you're not concerned about a supercomputer hack. You're not concerned about regulation. You're not concerned about Bitcoin going to zero. There's the other concern that we're still dependent on the electric grid, on an electricity, and should the world come to an end or should there be a massive electricity fallout or power outage, then that's a huge problem.
Well, we'll help that with Bitcoin mining done off sustainable sources, because in every community that I'm setting up and I'm investing in, we're providing power as well. So we're trying to build excess capacity with our turbines or our nuclear power plants. And listen, to me, Bitcoin miners are going to be a solution to this. But everything you talked about is a concern. You should never rule out anything as an investor, which is why you should have diversification.
Sure.
I'm maxed out on crypto now. I'm 20% of the operating company's balance sheet. I can't own any more than this, according to our own mandate. But I'm very happy to have that much because it's the most interesting sector I'm involved in.
So there is nothing right now that concerns you regarding Bitcoin. Are you going to sleep soundly when it comes to Bitcoin specifically?
I am concerned about ESG policy. I am watching this happen at an incredibly increasing pace. I keep talking about the SEC thing. The first call I made was to my auditor when I read that.
Okay.
And I said, are you going to sign my carbon offsets if I use them?
Maybe find a new auditor, Kevin.
You really should. You should start. It's a great, because you're great at what you do here. You should pursue how this is going to work if tomorrow the SEC put that order.